What's worse, is it a recession or is it inflation? Both of them are personal and both of them affect you. Let me explain. So if we look at inflation, you've got rising costs. So if you're an ordinary person, then you're in a situation whereby goods are going up in price and you're struggling with your wages to make ends meet. When we talk about a recession, we're talking about a situation whereby people are being laid off. So friends may be laid off, maybe you lose your job. A recession is where there is a downturn, and there isn't a recession, really not a real recession, unless companies are laying people off. A recession means a downturn. But Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, says, I want to kill inflation, so I'll raise interest rates enough to get rid of inflation because it gives us long-term price stability. In the short term, it could cause a recession. And if you've got a recession, yes, people are going to lose their jobs. Which one's worse? Well, if we look at it, it tends to be that inflation is a longer-term problem. So if you let it go, it's a longer-term issue, which causes longer-term problems. If you get a recession, then we tend to come out of a recession quicker. Neither of them are great choices, fairly obviously, but we're in a situation where you've got to attack inflation to some level. So the Fed's attacking it harder. Interestingly, the Bank of England actually raised interest rates less than expected. I actually think that they're saying we're going to live with some inflation and we're hoping that a recession isn't going to be as bad. Of course, that delays the effects of getting rid of inflation. So if there is a recession, you get a longer term one. Seems complicated. It does. Okay, but just think, the more they squeeze, the more likely a recession. So then you as an individual, how do you react to that? Well, just remember, when we talk about a recession, we talk about a drop in the gross turnover of a country, maybe just 2%. So if you're a person, as an individual, you have to get through that situation. It doesn't necessarily affect you. If you're working hard and you're actually making sure that you're trying to look for new jobs, if you lose your job, and you're making sure that you stay positive, you get through. And usually a recession is around 6 to 9 months. Some people say this one's going to be 2 years. Okay, well, that's perhaps a negative view on it. Maybe it is a longer term one, but don't forget, it only affects you if you let it affect you. So from a personal point of view, you have to, yes, work harder. The countries around the world do go in to boom periods and tougher periods. That's what happens in life. So you have to think about it exactly the same way. Don't overthink it, overwork it, not overthink it. If you're an investor, just remember, right now you're seeing flight to the dollar. The dollar is gone up. It's gone strong. At some point that comes back down again. What goes up? Okay, well, other countries gain from that because commodities are priced in dollars. So inflation comes down. That actually helps. If you're investing, Bitcoin should go up as the dollar starts to come down. So again, it's speculative, but it's one particular area. There's certain investments, if you're going into stocks and shares, that go and continue to go, whatever happens, whether there's inflation or whether there's a recession. Pharmaceuticals is an obvious one. Talk to a financial advisor to make sure you go into the right area. But the reality is, right now, we're in a situation whereby you've got strong dollar. Okay, that's coming down at some stage in the future. You've got inflation. It will be brought down to some sort of level, depends on the country that you're in. Okay, if you're investing, then just make sure you talk to somebody that is going to give you some good advice. Okay, for me, it's going to be things that keep going regardless. Think about Colgate, think about toothpaste. You always clean your teeth, or at least I hope you do. All right, those sort of companies just keep going. So think, if you're going to invest, you want to go in things that people do regardless. If you're going to go against the dollar, you're going to look at things like Bitcoin and perhaps another current currency. Always make sure you diversify. Most important of all, stay positive, put a smile on your face. Okay, there's always a solution. Make sure you get out there and find it. Thanks for listening. Hit subscribe. Please like and share the video.